If you're receiving Social Security or Medicare right now and you've ever gotten a suspicious call, a text with a link, or some kind of offer, you weren't sure how to handle the question, almost no video in this space answers precisely is, when does the real Social Security Administration actually contact you? Not, they never call. That blanket answer leaves you without a reliable tool when a real call arrives. Not hang up on everything, because sometimes that callback is about your own active case. The actual rule fits on one line. Once you know it, almost every scam targeting Social Security and Medicare recipients falls apart. We're covering it today, along with one protective step inside your My Social Security account that most beneficiaries have never turned on, a step that can protect your payment even if a scammer already has your personal information. Quick context before we start. This video is made for adults in the United States who are currently receiving Social Security or Medicare benefits. The goal is to help you understand the precise rules that distinguish real government contact from fraud, and to give you at least one concrete protective step most people have not yet taken. Everything here draws from publicly available official information, the Social Security Administration, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Social Security Administration's Office of Inspector General, and I'll name each source as we go. This is educational content only. It is not personalized financial, legal, or security advice. And nothing here is a promise that any specific action will prevent all fraud in every circumstance. Everyone's situation is different. If you have specific concerns about your account, contact the Social Security Administration directly or speak with a licensed professional who knows your circumstances. Now, let's get into what actually matters. According to the Federal Trade Commission's most recent report to Congress, adults 60 and older reported $2.4 billion in fraud losses in 2024, up from about $600 million in 2020. The agency estimates actual losses could be far higher, since most fraud goes unreported. Much of that loss happened not because people answered one bad call, but because they lacked a precise enough rule to know when any contact was real. We're counting down 5 specific things in an order that builds to the one attack most people never see coming. Number 5, the Medicare card. The government-issued Medicare card, the red, white, and blue card from original Medicare. Parts A and B is made of paper. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services chose paper. Deliberately, it's easier for providers to copy for billing and straightforward to replace. Medicare is not transitioning to a chip-enabled upgrade. If you receive a call claiming your card is expiring, that your number has been compromised, or that Medicare is issuing secure updated cards and needs to verify your information before sending one, that call is fraud. Hang up. Here is the distinction most videos skip, and skipping it creates its own confusion. If you're enrolled in a Medicare Advantage Plan Part C, administered by a private insurance company, your insurer may have issued you a plastic card for that plan. That card is completely legitimate. Tens of millions of beneficiaries carry a plastic card from their Medicare Advantage insurer. It is not a scam. The scam is the unsolicited phone call asking you to verify your Medicare beneficiary identifier. 5. Regardless of what card type the caller describes, the rule that makes this simple: neither the government-issued paper card nor your Medicare Advantage plan card ever arrives through a cold call asking you to confirm anything. That call is the scheme. In every version, the same logic applies to calls offering free medical equipment, back braces, glucose monitors, knee supports that just need your Medicare number to process. Real medical supply companies work from a prescription your doctor has already submitted. Per AARP's fraud awareness guidance, these calls often reference real policy changes, like Medicare Part D updates, to sound current and legitimate. Hang up. Number 3, when the Social Security Administration actually calls you, the precise rule, SSA calls you back only when you already started the conversation. You called them and requested a callback. You filed a claim and they're following up on your active case. In those circumstances, they may call. Even then, they will not ask for your social security number over the phone. They already have it, and they will not ask for banking information to update a file. What the Social Security Administration will never do is call you out of the blue to notify you of a benefit change, a cost of living adjustment, suspicious activity on your account, or a card upgrade. If something proactive needs to reach you, you receive a letter in the mail first. Here is a two-part test for any contact. Part 1. Did I start this? Part 2. Am I being asked for information in order to receive something? If the answer to Part 1 is no, that is a scam. If the answer to Part 2 is yes, that is also a scam. 2 questions. Every contact. Every time. One more detail: caller ID spoofing allows anyone to display any name on your screen. A call can show Social Security Administration and have nothing to do with the agency. The name on your screen is not verification. The 2-part test is the only tool you need. Number 1. Text message phishing and an update to how most advice still describes this. Scammers right now are exploiting something real. There have been genuine changes to Social Security and Medicare this year, the cost of living adjustment, updates to Medicare Part D, and the end of paper checks that the Social Security Administration completed last September. Messages arrive referencing these actual events, telling you your account needs verification before your payment increase processes, or that your Medicare information requires updating. The link leads to a page built to look exactly like the official My Social Security login screen. You enter your username and password. You have handed a scammer access to your account. Here is the nuance. Most advice gets wrong. The Social Security Administration does send text messages in certain contexts. If you are actively logged into your official Social Security account and the system sends a one-time verification code as part of 2-factor authentication, that message is real. It's part of a session you started. The difference is that you initiated it. The message is a code, not a link directing you somewhere new. The rule: if a text arrives that you did not initiate and it contains a link, treat it as fraud. Do not tap it, delete it. If you need to check your account, open your browser, type the Social Security Administration's website, address yourself, and log in directly. Never through a link that arrived unsolicited on your phone. Number 4. Remote access software. A caller claims to be from a government technical department. Your device has been flagged, they say, and they can fix it remotely right now. Just download one application and grant access. The Federal Trade Commission reported tech support scams cost older adults more than $159 million in 2024. The moment you grant that access, the caller controls everything on your device: your banking applications, your account passwords, your direct deposit settings. No government agency has a technical support team that calls you proactively. The Social Security Administration does not monitor your phone for security threats. Medicare has no cyber division that contacts beneficiaries. If anyone calls asking you to download an application or grant remote access, regardless of what name they claim, hang up. The 2026 update worth knowing: artificial intelligence voice cloning allows scammers to generate convincing imitations of specific voices. The rule does not change. If you didn't initiate the contact and someone is requesting device access, it is fraud. Before. Number 2. Let me describe a situation that shows why every rule above, while important, is not enough on its own. Illustrative composite drawn from the pattern of cases documented in the Social Security Administration's Office of Inspector General Audit, published in September of 2025. There is a type of beneficiary who does everything right on the phone, never answers unknown numbers, never installed software at a stranger's request, never gave their Medicare number to a caller. But a text arrived referencing the annual payment update. It looked official, and the link led to what appeared to be the standard login page. Username and password entered. Nothing seemed wrong. 3 weeks later, when that month's payment failed to appear, A call to the bank confirmed it had arrived at a direct deposit account never seen before. The scammer had made no phone call, had needed no one to say anything. They needed the login credentials. Then they changed one setting. Inside the My Social Security account, the direct deposit banking information. Payments were redirected for several weeks before the disruption was identified and restoration began. That is what number 2 is about. Number 2. According to the Social Security Administration's Office of Inspector General, in a report issued in September of 2025, SSA's acting commissioner stated the agency was losing over $100 million per year to direct deposit fraud before new protections were put in place in April of that year. Hundreds of beneficiaries had their payments redirected to accounts they had never authorized, often for multiple weeks before anyone noticed. This is the attack that bypasses every phone safety rule. No call. No request for information over the phone. No remote access from the victim. The scammer needs your My Social Security username and password obtained through phishing and the ability to change one setting. As of September 30th, 2025, the Social Security Administration ended paper checks entirely. Every beneficiary now receives their payment electronically through direct deposit or the Direct Express prepaid card. Protecting that direct deposit is not a convenience question. For most Social Security recipients, it is the only channel through which their payment arrives. Here is what the Social Security Administration makes available to every beneficiary, and what most people have never done. Pause this now if you want to write it down. Log into your My Social Security account at the Social Security Administration's official website. Go to your security settings. You will find an option called the Direct Deposit Fraud Prevention block. When you activate it, no one, including you, can change your direct deposit information or contact information through your online account. Any change requires an in-person visit to a local Social Security office. Free. About 2 minutes to activate, and it closes the door on the exact attack pattern the Social Security Administration's own Inspector General flagged as a growing and costly threat. That is the step most people have never taken. The one thing you can do today, not just avoid that actively protects your payment regardless of what happens on your phone. Here is the recap. Number 5, government-issued Medicare card is paper. Medicare Advantage plan cards from private insurers may be plastic, and that is legitimate. Neither arrives through a cold call asking to verify your number. Number 4, no government agency calls you proactively to fix your device. This holds with AI voice cloning in play. Number 3, the Social Security Administration calls you back only when you started the conversation. The 2-part test works every time. Number 1, unsolicited texts with links are always fraud. One-time codes during a login session you started are real. Number 2, the direct deposit fraud prevention block in your My Social Security account is free. Takes 2 minutes and protects your payment from the attack that needs no phone call at all. 3, if you have not logged into your My Social Security account recently, go directly to the Social Security Administration's official website today and look for the direct deposit fraud prevention block in your security settings. That single step costs nothing and addresses the gap most discussions of this topic never reach. 2, if anything today raised a specific concern about your own account, contact the Social Security Administration through their official helpline listed on their website, or visit your local Social Security office in person. Before any major decision about your benefits, talk to a licensed professional who knows your situation. 1, the Social Security Administration, the Federal Trade Commission, and AARP all publish free fraud awareness guidance at their official websites. Your My Social Security account is the safest place to start. If you know someone receiving Social Security or Medicare who manages any part of their account online, a parent, a sibling, a neighbor, send them this before you close it. The direct deposit fraud prevention block is something most beneficiaries have never heard of and can activate in 2 minutes. One conversation can make a real difference for someone you care about. If you want to go deeper, what to do if you think you have already been targeted? how to report unauthorized changes to your Social Security account, and how to set up two-factor authentication on your My Social Security login. That is exactly what the next video covers.